Hey, girl. Ever feel like the world is suddenly playing in your favor? As if the doors opened themselves and people were more gentle from nowhere? The truth is that there may be much more going on than you think. The way you present yourself, the confidence that you don't even notice, is making people around you act differently. Yes, you are magnetic. Want to know how to discover this power and use it to your advantage? Stay with me until the end, because I will show you how these small day-to-day attitudes are signs that you shine much more than you think. And you know what's even better? Send this secret to your friends and let's rock it together. 1. You look better in older photos. You know that strange feeling you get when you open old photos on your phone or Instagram feed and think, wow, I was much better than I thought. It's funny, because at the time you took the photo, maybe you were wondering about every detail, if the hair was right, if the outfit was cool, or if that tiny pimple on your face was as obvious as you thought. The curious thing is that, with the passage of time, something magical happens. That overcritical look we have of ourselves starts to relax, kind of disarms the defenses, and we finally can see what was really there all along, a version of you that was much better than you thought. It is as if over time, your brain takes a step back and begins to look at you the same way that your friends or even strangers would look. And that's not just your impression, see? You have serious study about it. Psychologists Tal Ayal and Nicholas Epley did a survey that basically showed that as time goes by, we start to see ourselves more objectively, almost like someone else looking at us. And look how interesting, the things that bothered you at the time of the photo, those small imperfections that you thought were giants, are losing importance. They are no longer the center of attention, and you begin to realize that in fact, it has always been good. That explains why, months later, you look at that photo and are surprised. Wow, I was not bad, huh? It's that at the time, you were very attached to the details, that constant self-criticism that everyone has. Only now, with the distance of time, you become more fair to yourself. So, if you keep torturing yourself today looking at your current photos and do not like what you see, calm down. Because in a few months, you will look at these photos today and will realize that you were, and still are, amazing, just needed to give yourself some time to see this. 2. People act nervous around you. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when you arrive somewhere or start talking to someone, the person in front of you seems a bit confused, maybe stutter, touch your hands, look away repeatedly, or even let loose those blunders that make no sense in context? Yes, this does not happen for nothing. When people are attracted to someone, it's as if their brain goes into an emotional short circuit, something that ends up messing up all communication, as if the mere presence of someone they find attractive is enough to make their heart speed, the words disappear, and nervousness take over. That glare in the gaze you think is hidden may be the real reason for them to start acting so strangely in your presence, as if you have an invisible power that makes them awkward. It's almost as if the brains of these people are struggling to process what is happening. Suddenly, you become a kind of puzzle, someone they want to decipher, but at the same time are afraid to expose themselves or say something wrong. This nervousness is often a direct reflection of the attraction they feel, but may not know how to deal with it. And of course, it can generate those awkward moments that we all have experienced, when the conversation just doesn't flow, when there seems to be an invisible elephant in the room, and the person on the other side can barely keep a complete sentence without stumbling over their own words. So the next time you notice someone is nervous around you, maybe fiddling with their hair, staring at the floor or giggling for no apparent reason, instead of thinking something's wrong or that you've done something weird, consider the possibility that in fact this person may be feeling something completely opposite. He or she may find you irresistible. And the best part is that she probably doesn't even realize that she's revealing this obvious secret through her behavior. The nervousness, in this case, is almost like a light sign saying, I think you're amazing. 3. You get many messages on social media. You have already posted that selfie kind of unpretentious, just to update the feed or show that hair was cool that day, and suddenly your phone starts vibrating, notifications jumping on the screen, a lot of messages coming out of nowhere, and you ask yourself, where are all these people coming from? And that's the point. When you start getting a lot of messages, whether it's a friend request from someone you barely remember or that emoji-filled message from someone who decided to flirt hard, this is probably not a coincidence. In fact, it's a clear sign that people are finding you interesting, one way or another. They see your photo, your smile, maybe the way you express yourself in the caption, and something awakens in them the desire to connect with you, either by admiration or, who knows, something else. Social networks function as a big stage, where every photo or post you share is like a small performance of yourself, a version of who you are or who you want to show the world at that moment. And when you hit the angle, the light, and that witty caption that seems to have come out of the perfect movie, suddenly it's like you turn on a strong light that attracts all those looks, many of which you didn't even know were there, watching you in silence. Then, of course, the brave ones come who decide to take that step forward and send you a message. Sometimes it's just a compliment disguised as casuality, hey, you okay? But behind it carries a whole subtext that screams, I thought you were amazing and I wanted you to notice me. And it's funny how this can be a thermometer of its own attractiveness. Because, let's face it, when people start to appear out of nowhere, sending messages and wanting to connect, is because they are seeing something in you that is attracting attention, something that makes them want to be closer, know better, maybe even create a friendship or who knows something else. It's not just about physical beauty, although that plays a big role in selfies, of course. It's also about the energy you transmit, the way you present yourself and confidence, even if sometimes you don't feel that you are so confident. So, the next time your phone starts popping notifications after a post, instead of asking, why are you texting me, maybe it's time to think, sure, I'm really doing it. 4. You catch people staring. You know that uncomfortable feeling when you're in a public place, like a party or even on the bus, and suddenly realize someone is staring at you? Your first thought is usually something like, oh my god, do I have something on my face? Do I have food in my teeth? What did I do wrong? We always tend to think the worst, right? But what if, in fact, the reason why that person can't stop looking is completely opposite to anything negative? What if, in reality, she is simply mesmerized by the way you look, by your presence, by your look? This may be hard to believe at first, because our mind is trained to fix on the small insecurities that we carry all the time, but it is very likely that the person is admiring something in you that you did not even notice. When people find someone attractive, it's as if they're pulled into a kind of invisible gravity, a force that makes them want to look again and again and again. They cannot avoid it, because beauty, or something special in their energy, is drawing attention in a way that they can't even explain right. And of course, this results in that look half prolonged, almost a staring contest, unintentional. Only for you, who is getting this look, the first reaction is discomfort. You start checking if something is out of place, if your clothes are weird or if there's something wrong with your hair. But in fact, what is happening is that you have unintentionally turned the center of attention of this person because she is simply enchanted, trying to decipher what is in you that makes her not want to look away. And here comes the magic, you start to realize that maybe, just maybe, this is not so bad. Maybe the person is admiring your way of walking, your smile, or even something you think is super common, like the way your hair fell that day. Suddenly, that insecurity you felt at the beginning turns into a small surge of confidence, because now you know you are being noticed, and in a good way. So, the next time you catch someone staring at you, before wondering if there is something wrong, consider that what is wrong may be just your perception of yourself. Because the truth is that people are often looking at you because they think you're amazing, and you deserve to believe it too. 5. You don't receive many compliments. It's funny how our head works, right? When you leave home feeling good, wearing that outfit that makes you feel confident, and passes the day without receiving a single compliment, what goes through your head? Bet you think, wow, nobody liked my outfit, or, am I not as good as I thought? But what if I told you that the fact that you don't hear compliments may actually be a sign that you're doing so well that people don't even know what to say? It may seem contradictory, but it happens all the time. Sometimes when people find you very attractive, they simply assume that you already know it. Like, oh, so they must be tired of hearing that it's beautiful, then they avoid the comment because they think it will seem repetitive or that the compliment won't make a difference. Another thing that comes up is that some people feel intimidated by praising someone they find very attractive. They may think that when you compliment them, they will look like a flatterer or that the comment won't be as well received because in their head, you are already used to this kind of attention. And then, instead of saying something, they choose silence. But the reality is that you are leaving an impression, only people do not always express it explicitly. It's like that elephant in the room, everyone is noticing, but no one comments. And the most curious of all is that while you are thinking that it has not been noticed, in fact, maybe being the center of silent attention. People are looking, admiring, and thinking, wow, what a presence, but for some reason they think you already know how much it is, so the praise ends up being kept in their head. And then, you go around thinking that no one noticed, while in fact, everyone noticed, but nobody wanted to be another saying what they think you already know. So, the next time you don't get too many compliments, don't worry. You may be so amazing that people don't even know how to start complimenting. Bonus 6. You're treated differently. Have you ever noticed that in a few days, it seems like the universe is conspiring in your favor? Like, everything flows better. People open doors for you, offer help without even asking, that coffee you asked for comes with an extra smile from the barista, and even in traffic, someone gives you passage without even signaling. And you think, wow, am I lucky today? Or, did I do something different? The answer may be much simpler than you think. Your appearance, or more specifically, how attractive people around you find you, may be playing a far greater role in it than you think. And no, I'm not talking about physical beauty in the most superficial sense. What's at stake here is the way you present yourself to the world, that confidence in walking, the carefree manner of behaving, or even the glare in your eyes when you smile at someone. When people find you attractive, they may not even notice you, but often they start treating you differently. It is as if there is a kind of invisible magnetism that makes them want to be around you, help more, be kinder. That door that opens without you having to ask, that differentiated service in the restaurant or the unexpected help of a colleague at work. All this may be a reflection of the impact that your presence causes. This happens because, somehow, attractiveness moves people on a deep psychological level, awakening in them a desire to please, to be closer, to connect with you in a positive way. And no, it doesn't have to be just about being beautiful. Sometimes, it's about how you carry yourself, the way you talk, or how your energy affects others. When you walk with confidence, with that glow of knowing what you want, people around you notice. They may not say it openly, but will demonstrate in small actions, holding the door longer, offering help without hesitation, or even going beyond what is expected, just to make you more comfortable. It's as if, suddenly, the world is a little more gentle, and people are trying a little harder just to be by your side. So the next time you notice that people are being more kind or helpful than usual, pay attention. It may be that you are radiating something special on that day, something that is making others want to be closer, help more, smile more. And who knows, it is not simply because, at that moment, they are seeing you in a way that you may not have realized yet, as someone who really attracts, not only by the appearance, but by the way the world around you makes a better place. If you liked this video and are ready to use all your power, do not forget to like it and share with your friends. And, of course, sign up for the channel and activate the bell to not miss any amazing content that comes along. Let's shine together.